with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, though. I'm welcome. I'm welcome. I'm welcome to Speak on it. Welcome to Speak on it. I'm welcome to Speak on it. Welcome to Speak on it. I'm welcome to Speak on it. Welcome to Speak on it. I'm welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. Welcome to speak. I'm 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 who you with, Kirk, dog. Welcome to Speak on it with who you with, Kirk, dog. I'm who you with, Kirk, dog. Happy Thursday to everyone. Want to welcome everyone on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, Twitter. D Live is always in the house. Want to welcome y'all to the show. You can live chat with us during the show, and you can also call in. The number is strolling across the stream, 972-591-3665. Man, tonight is Thursday. Y'all know what time it is. After the well rest that she needed, she back in the house. My partner in crime, Miss RsKee.
Well rested?
It sounded good. It sounded good.
Is there anything but?
Hey, I kept seeing you getting attacked last week.
My niece's dog.
Yeah, that heavy weight.
Oh my gosh, he bruised all my body. He's just hyper. I don't know why black folks don't train their dogs. He's so defiant.
Just laying up on you looking like, hey.
Yeah, just there.
Hey.
Like, he's just, I don't know. He just has detachment issues. Like, he just doesn't like to be alone. I mean, I'm fine. I had to go into work today, like actually go to the office for a minute. And by a minute, I mean till 5 o'clock. And I really didn't have to. But it's all good.
I've been having contractors coming all day. I think I had 4, something like that. I don't know. I'm like, hey, that's a job within a job, having different contractors out. If you are just now tuning in, y'all are listening to Speak on it with who you with, Kurt, dog. I am who you with, Kurt, dog, and Thursday night, my partner in crime is on the show, Miss RsKee. So you can always live chat with us in the chat room. And also, you can call in also. I'm still trying to bring up something. I see a lot of people came in on Facebook. So trying to bring that up if I can recognize them too. So, Miss RsKee, I know you have some history.
I do have some history. This one's going to be on Rosalind Brewer, also known as Roz. I got this information from CNBC.com. So,
okay.
In case y'all want to look it up later. She's an American businesswoman, and as of March 2021, is serving as CEO of, she's CEO of Walgreens Boots Alliance. She's somewhere else now, but we'll get to that. Rosalind was born in 1962 in Detroit, Michigan. Brewer grew up as the youngest of 5 children, and they were the first generation in her family to attend college. Due to her inclination for math and science, she pursued a career as a physician. In 1980, upon graduating from Cass Technical High School in Detroit, Michigan, she enrolled at Spelman College in Atlanta, Georgia, where she completed her bachelor's degree in chemistry. After completing her undergraduate studies, she decided not to pursue a career in medicine and began working at Kimberly-Clark as a research technician. She is a graduate of the Directors College at the University of Chicago Booth School of Business, Stanford Law School, and the Advanced Management Program from the Wharton School, University of Pennsylvania. So in 1984, after graduating from Spelman, I'm just kind of skipping around. Um, She had numerous leadership roles, including market manager, skincare, VP of nonwovens. Let's see. And we're going to skip out of her career at the Kimberly Clark because she had a 22-year career with them. So in 2006, she served as vice president, senior vice president, executive vice president for Southeastern operations. She had a lot of titles, so she was with them for a minute. And executive vice president for the Eastern business unit at Walmart stores. So she started her position as a regional vice president of operations in Georgia. Following her work as the regional vice president of operations in Georgia, she became a division president of Walmart's Southeast market, and then finally president of Walmart East. So in 2012, Brewer left Walmart and became the president and CEO of Sam's Club. If you don't know, it's the membership-only retail warehouse club, which is owned and operated by Walmart. She focused on health and wellness by doubling the numbers of organic products offered at Sam's Club. As CEO of Sam's Club, Brewer she became the first African American to lead a Walmart division. In 2017, she retired from her role in Sam's Club. So between 2017 to 2021, Brewer ended up at Starbucks, where in 2017 she was nominated for the board of directors. She was also named COO and group president. She was the second highest ranking executive at Starbucks after CEO Kevin Johnson, and the first African American and the first woman to become COO and group president of Starbucks. So let's see, she led business operations in the United States, Canada, and Latin America. Let's see. She also, from 2019 to 2021, she served as a member of the board of directors at Amazon, my favorite place. I just spent all my money there, but we won't go into that. She's a member of the board of directors at Lockheed & Martin. Before that, and Molson Coors Brewing Company, but those early on. So let's see. In 2020, Fortune ranked Brewer as the 27th most powerful woman in the world. And they also ranked her 48th in the world's 100 most powerful women. Women? It says woman, but I don't know. I don't speak English too well. Let's see. Scroll down. And let's see. So Dylan back in March. So yeah, she's in Walgreens Boots Alliance now 2021 through present. So she's currently there. She was appointed CEO of Walgreens Boots Alliance. She was the first woman to lead a Fortune 500 company and the third Black woman in history to serve as a Fortune 500 CEO. Ursula Burns, who served as CEO of Xerox between 2009 and 2016, was the first. Mary Winston, who served as interim CEO at Bed Bath & Beyond in 2019, was second. USA Today referred to Brewer as one of corporate America's most prominent women and Black female executives. She has been ranked a highly powerful woman by both Forbes and Fortune magazine. So she did a lot. She was getting them titles at my
Hey,
favorite places, Starbucks, and you know, not a fan of
Sam's.
Walgreens, but do love my Amazon.
Well, hey, she been there. Long
Yes,
resume. That's a good
yes.
thing. Thank you for bringing the history. I forgot one thing about our house cleaning. I have to do some house cleaning real quick. This is a platform for everybody. You may not agree with what we talk about. We may not agree with what you talk about. But one thing we will do is respect each other. If not, you won't be around too long, but we'll still be here. But since you are here, please, 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 please subscribe, like, share, tell a friend about us. Let them know that we are live and you can live chat with us in the chat room. So as long as you are respectful and come with facts, everybody is welcome here. We don't do conspiracy theory. We want facts. So welcome to the show, ISYLDD. Thank you for tuning in, Maria Stoker. Radio Chaos
Hey,
uh,
radio.
is in the house tonight. Said, hey, Kurt Dog, Miss Risky. And so welcome y'all to the show. Thank y'all for tuning in, supporting the show. And please, everybody have their own opinion. That's fine. And it's some things that, like I said, during election time, I voted to get Trump out of office. I didn't care who it was. It could have been Donald Duck and Tweety Bird. I still would have voted for them because we had to get rid of Trump. So that's my opinion. But thank you for the history, Miss Risky. I'm gonna say Miss Whiskey.
Whiskey.
Maybe that's on my mind. I don't know. Maybe I should have got me a stronger shot that night. What you sipping on?
Apothic Inferno.
Oh, okay.
My favorite.
I almost,
So
I almost got some. I was like, no.
you only need this much, and then
Oh,
you're good.
well, it depends. The night is early, so. But I actually got some. I just say vodka. I'm not gonna say the brand. Not unless they wanna sponsor us.
Listen, I'm still
Uh,
working on Apothic. Apothic, hook a girl up.
that's what I'm saying. What's
Like,
the
what happened?
deal?
Like, we
We
were all on Instagram communicating, and then you just ghosted the girl. Like,
see, give
just
back
get no
to the
love.
community. Give back to the community. You know, a couple of cases of
I
these
know, right?
good. But I'm drinking a vodka, little mix I came up with. So, um, yeah, you see what just popped up.
Nobody cared about him.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Who?
Right.
Who? I don't listen to his
Right.
music. Is
Like,
it
just because he's black doesn't mean it's like anything of value. He
who?
should have he should have consulted with the black delegations. We would have let him know. But
Hey,
that wasn't gonna happen.
everybody have their opinion about Trump, which Trump, if you look at the thing, Trump been a racist for many of years. It's no secret. We could go back to the Central Park Five. We could do all of that. But if you like him, hey, that's cool. That's good on you. Um, see,
He
now
just
see,
came out guns a blazing.
exactly. Now see, this is the problem right here. He talking about Biden made a crime bill and said very racist things about Rachel Junga and Trump has done more for blacks than Biden. Tell me what have Trump done for us? And we ain't talking about Cody. What's his name?
Kodak
Kodak
Black. I
Black.
don't know. Yeah, nobody.
Uh,
Like,
because
where is he
Biden.
now?
One thing about Biden, when you want to make a change, you have to change with the environment. Biden mentioned he made laws back in the days he wasn't pleased with, but he spent his time changing those laws to make them equal for everyone. So don't
And it
say
wasn't just him. Like people, his Congress, they
it was
co-signed for him.
everybody that was in there. That's why
So
when I talked about the marijuana bill, the marijuana is illegal today only because when the Hispanics was coming over in the back in the 1930s, they then was trying to get them a criminal record to send them back to Mexico. So that's the only reason why marijuana is illegal. Then on top of that, they also said that when it comes down to marijuana, they made it illegal also because they felt like when white women smoked it, it gave them encouraged to sleep with a brother. So the thing is, all of it is racist. So you want to ask how is Trump a racist? Let me explain it to you. Central Park 5, he took out a big ass ad out of the newspaper saying they need to be lynched for their action for a crime they did not commit.
he
And
also
because
offered a reward.
exactly. Then he also should be held responsible because he did this. And one of the guys committed suicide because they was underage and sent to Rikers Island. So don't tell me this, that Trump is not a racist. Then on top of that, Trump also has several lawsuits because he didn't want blacks to live in his buildings. So don't tell me Trump is not a racist. Yes,
And don't forget the Mexicans or Spanish speaking people in cages.
exactly.
Like,
Then
yeah, we create, Obama, I guess, created those, but they didn't separate the families. Like, Trump had whole families separated, like all these like underage kids just in cages, like zoo animals being abused. So it's like, listen, politicians, no matter whose side you're on, they're only on the side that benefits them. And we just
exactly.
chose the lesser of the two evils. Like, you're going to get the same outcome from any old white man in office. Doesn't matter. Like, they're just lining their pockets. They speak a good game, but at the end of the day, they're politicians. They're nothing but like used car salesmen.
And
And you
then
just
on top
hope that a
now
couple of things come out.
now he's talking about the border crisis. Well, if you go back and do your history check on the border crisis, like I said, it's been going on since the 1930s. So because of that, and because marijuana was popular in Mexico for medical use, and when they came over here, they were selling it to make a living off of because they used it for medical use. But here it is. When they start selling it, they decide to make it illegal.
Also because they
Illegal.
couldn't regulate it and couldn't get a piece of it.
No, it was fine until they said in the report I read last week, they said they was gonna make it illegal. They made it illegal because if they arrest the Hispanics with a record, they can deport them. So that's the one reason why they did it. Then also they didn't want the white Becky sleeping with a minority.
Yeah, but overall, economically, the
Yeah.
government didn't, like, they couldn't tax it. Because if you can just grow it in your backyard,
Oh, now
like, they can't do anything about it. And now they're trying to get their feelers out. Well, let's ease into it and make it available for medicinal usage. Like, but their hands are all in it, and they're trying to regulate it. And that's something, like, regardless of how many regulations you have on there, it still grows. It's a weed. Like,
but
just chill out.
so now, and let's go back to the Native American. They used to call that the peace pipe.
Yeah, and they smoked all the herbs, and they do the, what is that? The cactus juice. What do they call that? It's not jojoba. I forgot what it's called, but apparently it's really nasty. But it gives you a euphoric feeling and gives you hallucinations. It'll come to me in a, like, later on, and I'll just be like Tourette's.
In the middle of the night, you'll be texting something. Here it
That's what
is.
it
That's what
was.
it was.
Yeah, I
Wait,
forgot. I'm gonna Google it because I know, like, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Radio said the only thing Trump ever built was a good case of hemorrhoids.
Oh, he also had people put 3 sticks up for the wall.
Oh yeah,
So I give
we
him that.
seen how that worked. See, Trump lied during his campaign. Said that, oh, they coming over here, they rapists, they killer. But then again, we've been talking about um, rape of children's all week, where 2 women out of Florida have been accused of raping a 17-year-old boy. Then another one worked at a boy's home.
Peyote.
Peyote. That
That's what it
sound
is. Peyote.
that
I knew
sound like
it. I knew I'd find it.
that sound like that'll get you high.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a like hallucinogenic,
Mm.
and yeah. But I hear it's very disgusting. But it hits you hard, and you may not even remember what had
What
happened.
happened? What had happened was, but after he said all of that, he's gonna say, "Have a good night, peace."
I mean, that's what you do. I mean,
That's what most of them do. Welcome to the show, Marcellus. Thank you for always tuning in.
hey Marcelo.
I knew I see you tonight. It's Thursday night, first night back. I knew I would see you tonight. Oh, here's a damn. Is this a damn? I think we being punked tonight.
It's probably the same person.
Just on a different platform.
Yeah, with all these random names, but it's okay. We can just go on about our news stories and keep it moving.
Yeah, we
Haters
just can
gonna hate.
I'm gonna just tell you this: you must be respectful on the show. If not, I'm gonna just block your dumb ass. So just tell you
Like if
like
you
it
don't have
is.
anything to offer, then just troll somebody else.
I appreciate you for coming on because you're supporting every time you click on. Hey, we appreciate you. Matter of fact, take the time and subscribe, like it. You on Twitch? Go ahead and follow the page for you can know every time we come on. So we're okay with that. That's good. You have your opinion. We have our opinion, but we're gonna stick to facts. And guess what? I have the option if I want to show your dumbass comment on the stream or not, and I choose not to. Uh, hey, Marcellus. I said, yes, sir. Hello, ma'am. But yeah, we're going to go on with the show because I see I should have got me a bigger drink tonight because I'm out
No,
already.
because then your filter be all the way off. Be like
It been good.
it turned left all the way. It was like, Paul Mooney, is that you?
I'm turning into Paul, the racist crackers. um, so, you know, uh, ISYLDD, he actually left a comment on left a comment on the page the other day, and I haven't had a chance. I think I did respond, tell him thank you for watching. Please like, share, tell a friend. Chat live with us when we live. Click the notification. So that's cool. So let's since he want to bring up since Trump talked about how the Hispanics was going to come from Mexico. They was rapists, murderers, thieves, thugs. Hell, he said the same damn thing about black folks.
But you notice every generation, like they always discredit a group of people that they can't control, by saying, oh, they're rapists, they're animals, they're gonna steal your wives whenever they want something. Like they discredit the Native Americans, they were heathens and wild animals and can't be tamed.
But they
Then
cut
they,
that check.
and then it was African Americans, and then it's, Latin, Mexicans, and now you don't hear anything about that. Oh, and then what was it in the 80s? The Cold War, like the Russians, they're coming to nuke us all, and then it was Koreans, and then you hear
Again,
nothing and
again,
crickets.
I'm trying to overlook some of these comments,
Yeah, just
and I'm gonna just keep going because
yeah. I mean, he just needs attention. It's all
Yeah,
right.
that's all it is. We understand. We understand that Miss Risky is on the air tonight. And one thing we did say, you must bring facts.
Yeah,
Bring facts. Because as a black man, Trump ain't done a damn thing for me. So bring facts.
yeah.
Don't
And
go
then I'm
by,
not sure what pills in Ibiza or
yes,
Ibiza
don't go
is
by.
saying. Um, I guess he considered. I mean, following up on his last comment that we were dumb and dumber. I guess he's saying that his is not an opinion; it's a demonstrable fact. Even though I have a couple of
Okay,
degrees, but
I still
I don't
have,
know. I need context.
exactly,
I
because
think he's in his head.
I still have a student loan I'm paying for. Well,
We all are.
but he say in the college bill for blacks. What about him?
Like crickets. Again, like
Exactly.
every politician, they get in office, they speak a good. It's whoever speaks the best. Whoever can sell themselves and their platform wins.
Exactly.
Whether or not, like, they can put out maybe do 2% of what they claim they're gonna do, and it's fine and dandy. We know this. We just picked the lesser of the two evils. We don't care. Moving right along from politics. Well, we
Yeah.
got it on the books.
Radio talking about I thought this was a smash and grab. Told troll. Looked like I was wrong. Yeah, because the thing is, he left a message earlier this week on the platform, which is fine. I try to um try to respond to it, and I just tell him, "Hey, like, share, come back when we live." So, which is cool, and I'm glad. I'm glad he's sticking around. He said he was out a while ago. Said peace.
He can't quit us.
I know he's being drawn in just like the
He just wants
other Trump
attention.
supporters that been drawn in, that listen. They sit way back in the back and they don't say nothing anymore
Well, I
until
mean, just like anything, like a kid, they do all this stuff, and until you ignore it, eventually they'll go away. Like, you just gotta ignore it sometimes, and don't give in to them, because that's what they're looking for in reaction. Sometimes you just gotta plow on through them.
well, I see he ended up inviting one of his buddies in. Yeah,
Yeah, they're all sitting by each other with their phones,
it probably is.
chatting, texting, playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Hey, I'm like you, Marcella. Facts. Trump is gone, and he will not return. So let's move on.
Right.
And
Next.
not only that, hopefully he's going to jail soon. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Oh no,
So
probably not, because they never go to jail. They're just like slippery little slimes. But
he'll
that's
find
my opinion.
he'll find some way to try to get out. But I know New York is hot on that tail. Um,
I mean, they need to just show me. Like, I'm not gonna believe anything until it's done. So
exactly. Um, so let's um, let's move on to Florida. Since we brought up the fact of um,
a lot of stuff going
brought
on
up,
in Florida.
yes, it is. Florida been it's already a hot state for COVID. Some people don't want to think about it, but it is. Uh, um, Jared Stenger. Um, I know y'all have seen the viral video of the guy that tried to snatch the 11-year-old girl in Pensacola, Florida. Monday, I believe. She was sitting at the bus stop. Now, the thing is, apparently, this young lady told her teacher about this a couple of weeks early,
Yeah,
where
they saw a
she
guy in a white SUV
trying to talk to her.
following her and talking to her.
So, but he's in jail now, and I seen where,
Well, you're skipping the best part.
okay,
No, so he goes. So it's a surveillance video of this guy trying to snag this girl. She tosses her backpack, and here's the kicker. So she remembered episodes of Law and Order SVU of what to do in that situation. So she was playing with slime, blue slime, and she smeared it all over him. because she knew she needed to leave evidence. 11, watching Law and Order SVU, but she knew, like, no matter what, leave evidence. And guess what? When they found him, he had blue goop all on his arm.
Hey.
And so, like you said, is Paul Stanga. He's 30 years old, and apparently he had a lengthy history that includes abuse of a child. So this dude should be under the jail.
Well, I seen a while ago, he only got a $1.5 million bond, which is come out to, I want to say like 150,000 or something. And his neighbors are concerned. And they are concerned that he could possibly get out. So, which the guy shouldn't be allowed out, just like the same ones that did the terrorist attack on Capitol Hill. They should not be allowed out. They shouldn't get bond
Yeah,
because
but they going on vacations, going to family reunions in other
and
states.
doing everything they want to do.
I'm like, wait a minute. Like if I was selling loose cigarettes, I'd still be in jail until the
No,
trial.
you would be dead. That's what happened to the guy up
Well,
in
I'm a
New York.
female, so it's 50-50. So in my scenario, I'm alive and just in jail until my trial forever. Like I can't post bond and say, hey, my family planned a trip to Mexico. Can I still go? No.
Or don't even give the court your correct address. Change your
Right,
address.
exactly. Change
Child
the address
Rittenhouse.
and just
Child
claim,
Rittenhouse.
oh, it's for my safety. I got death threats.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's a difference. We need to do that again.
Yeah, we should yeah, I'll lay something out and
We
work something out. We'll plan that.
need to do that show again. The difference between black and white laws, because it's a complete difference. This is a prime example. 1.5 million for trying to kidnap 11-year-old girl, and if he didn't trip and fall, it's no telling what would have happened with this baby. It would have been another child victim gone down the road.
Or
So
tossed in the road dead, like that little 4-year-old, little Cash.
let it cash, and that guy should get life.
Oh yeah, listen, they should just bypass all that. And then, like they showed, like the full video, he went back for the second one.
I seen that and I got pissed off.
But there's something more. Somebody in that household knows something. I think it's that dude, the brother, because nobody in that family was related. Well, allegedly. Because if you look in the video, it looks like the dude is talking to somebody, and then he turns away from the other twin.
Because at one point, it sounded like he had his hand up to his ear like this on the phone, and then he took his hand down. Then he turned around, sounded like he was talking to somebody. I don't know if he talking to
But
somebody.
you can also hear something in the background, because I watched it like a few times, because I was like, wait, is he talking to somebody? I had my volume all the way up. I was doing my CSI.
Now,
And I was like, there's something else going on. But like, they were looking like the twins. Like I said, they weren't related to the people in that household where they were staying. The lady who was watching them, no, was it the brother? He was related to the woman who was his mother, who dated the father of the woman who birthed those twins. And they couldn't find the twins' mother. Like, they still looking for her.
No, I heard.
Did they find her?
I heard that the mother of the twins did not know where they were, had no idea where they was located. So either the father ran off with them or something.
Yeah, but who? Like, because the twins weren't that man's kids. Like, he was the boyfriend of the twins' mother. Like, he had no connection, like, except he's sleeping with the mama. Like you need a flow chart for all of this mess. And I'm gonna guess it's probably gonna be drug related, and they were trying to prove a point because somebody did something wrong on the streets, and that they were just trying to prove how serious they were about getting their money, drugs, whatever. Allegedly, this is just me going off. But watch, we're gonna find out. It's gonna be like the whole house is involved.
And that you watched? Well, I didn't know you went into the office today. Did
Yeah, I
you
went into the office.
did you watch the video I sent you of the mother?
Which mother?
The ex-girlfriend of the father.
No.
Okay.
Like, you sent me something, and then it was like weird. I didn't click on it.
Yeah, it was real long, but then I sent you
Because
another one up.
this is all I saw.
Yeah,
And I was like,
it's
I
up
ain't
under.
clicking on that.
It's up
That's
under
scam.
the other one. I was like, why in the hell did it show up like that? It's the one up under there.
Well, the one under that is the 11-year-old girl.
Now, let me look and see, because it should have been right up under that one.
And I got ADHD. I like, if I got to scroll and I'm like, listen, that's just random. I need it to be in
I'm the same
a
way.
good format.
I was like, why did it show up that long?
I'm gonna click on it, but if I get a virus, come after you. Oh no, that's the kidnapped girl. So that was to that.
Okay, so it must have been on the other one. Must have been on the other one. I think it could have been on
Instagram, maybe.
No, it was. Maybe I texted to you. I don't know. Hell,
that's why I tell you, one source, dude. Keep it all on one platform.
I'm trying to, but no,
I didn't try harder.
I didn't text it to you. I don't know. I thought I sent it to you.
You probably did. You sent so many, but I look at the last two, and that's it.
Yeah, but why you
like I send stuff that I want to talk about, and then that's all that matters. And then if you have some ideas, I'll just look those up and keep it moving. See, that's how it works. This is the relationship we have. This is how it works, Kurt.
That's why I say, between you and my wife, I'll be like, boy, I don't know. But I had sent. I know I sent it to you this morning. Yeah, I don't know what happened to it. But either way, the video I sent you, it was, you know what? It might have been, I don't know.
Listen, you sent like 30 clips.
Ain't
nobody got time for all
that. Marcelo said no bond is what it should have been. True. He said, if that was my niece or my little sister, I would bail him out and he wouldn't be seen no more. I wouldn't be on trial instead of him.
We're like, I saw him at the bus stop. And then this car hit him 3-4 times.
Be like that old.
But where at? I don't know.
Be like that old cartoon. Which way did he go? Which way did he?
Like, what color was the car? I don't know. It may have been white or black.
I think it was a white Dodge.
I don't know. It was a car.
It might have been his car. when he tripped and fell, his car accidentally hit him.
Right, and then they'd be like, "Where were you at?" I don't know. What day was it? What's today? I don't know what, but he was on the bus stop. That's all you need to know. He gone.
Hey.
Don't ask me any more questions.
Yeah. Big Bubba and Big Bertha, they're gonna be busy this week.
Listen, like, I just don't understand. Like, everything, like all these abuse on children is just coming out like popcorn, just pop, pop, pop everywhere. And then the woman with the 17-year-old who raped him in front of a 12-year-old.
It's a lot of people going to hell with gasoline draws on.
It's a lot.
They going straight to hell. Not pass and go. They going straight to hell. Which is crazy. Then the woman that worked at the boys group home for kids in foster care that wasn't able to be adopted. We talked about that, and uh, she was abusing her kids, and the folks knew since November. Felt like something was wrong, and the only thing they did was call the child abuse hotline. You in the medical, you working at this facility, calling that hotline not going to work. You need to call the police. Call the popos. Had them come out and investigate it. Um, Mick Debate said it's hard to advocate for no bond while supporting due process, but with all the tech now, it's obvious then no reason to delay the process. Well, the thing is, when it's, I feel like this, when it's open and shut case where video is there, because video, yeah, you can soup up the video, kind of how they did Andrew Brown, allegedly Andrew Brown, a junior case where the cops souped it up or whatever. But
Well,
at
they
the same,
redacted it, and then it was like, oh, you get 20 minutes of it.
let me add this in there, add that in there, and
Let me do it just from this angle. We only have the video from these cops.
yeah, and no charges filed. Whew, that's some BS right there.
Same situation, different day.
Yeah, I think when it's a case where it's open and shut, kind of like Fernando Castillo when he was shot and killed by that cop, knowing he answered all his questions, made it known he's a licensed concealed weapon owner, and it was in the thing of the glove box. And soon as he told him that, he shot and killed him. Well, that should have been an open and shut case. And here it is. This man still walking free and probably still a cop after killing an innocent man for doing what he's supposed to do. So I think when it's something like that, yes, they should hold them accountable.
And then
Um,
I believe they also need stricter laws on and penalties for child abuse. Like, why do you get probation for raping a kid or
exactly.
molesting a kid? And then have multiple occurrences of these actions. Like, come on now. At some point, you got to think, you know what? Nobody's going to be cured from, pedophilia. Like, nobody has ever been reformed. Like, they've done the castration, they've done, what was the liquid castration, and just, therapy. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work at all.
You either
Now,
need to put them in a compound or just get rid of them. Like, I'm for that. I'll push a button. I'll pray about it later.
now,
Probably
Mick,
won't, but I'll be like,
Mick, I'm gonna ask you a question and want your honest opinion. Because I've seen you on the show, and I don't know if you was on there when I asked this question before. Um, as for those terrorists that did the attack on America on January 6th, do you feel that they should get bail? I'm just want to know your opinion about it. Do
I mean,
you
because no
think
matter how you spin it, it's a domestic terrorism.
it is? I feel they shouldn't get bail. I don't care who it
They should
is.
be treated as if they were from Middle East or whatever. That's how we were treating people.
If it was anybody else, they'll be in a secured prison somewhere.
Facility, yeah.
Uh,
Until, we can figure out what's going on and then you be released if, you're found innocent.
but all these
But
people been arrested because of the video. Uh, Marcella said that is destroying humanity. It should double life in person. Yeah. Um, it's I just feel you do stuff like that, open shut case, fine, out of there. Why waste our tax dollars? But then, once again, I talk about it all the time. That's why it's so important for us to vote, because what happened is, um, if you don't vote, you get somebody to think like them sitting on the jury, and they will say they're not guilty. Even though the videos show that they are guilty, you will have somebody to agree with them that they wasn't guilty.
Or they just turn a blind eye and be like, "Well, he shouldn't have resisted." Like, what was it on that trial the Derek Chauvin trial,
Yeah.
and the officer, what was his name? Because I shared it on Facebook. I'll find it in a little bit, but they showed him a picture, a diagram,
Oh
or a
yeah.
picture of the man, and they were like, they had it broken down. What area is this? What area is this? And he refused to say that Derek was on that man's neck. He refused to identify neck. It was upper back, lower back. Oh, that's his head. But he would never say neck. It was like, and at one point the lawyer was like, "Where's this?" His upper back. This right here. I died.
and
It's
that's
like, are you looking at the same picture?
and that's kind of like after the trial. I think it'll be 2 weeks ago tomorrow when it came out that this was not the first time he did it. He did it with
Oh
a
yeah.
teenage young black man. He did the same thing, had him in handcuffs, smashed his head up against the hood of the car, assaulted him, and now he's having charges brought up against him for that. So, far as I'm concerned, Derek should get life. He's out of there. He's out of control. He should have been dismissed when that first incident happened. But this the problem. People think just because you wear a uniform, you able to make
You're above
mistakes.
the law. Yeah, you're above the law. You're Superman. It's like, no, they're humans who are sworn in, you know, to protect and serve, not serve a can of whoop ass. Like, you're supposed to protect the people in the neighborhoods. Like, that's your job. You don't take the law in your own hands. Like, you
Exactly.
make an arrest, take them to jail, and let the courts decide. That's it. That's your job. Now, if they're
Well,
shooting at you, if they're coming at you, fine, fair game. Do whatever you can. If you can't de-escalate, then you can use deadly force.
exactly. So
Like,
Mick actually responded to my question I asked. He said it's a case by case. Many are being overcharged, but those who led the charge or tried to gain fame through it should sit till trial. Same as those who attack and set fire to a federal courthouse. I kind of agree with you, but I'm gonna say I don't agree with you, and I'm gonna explain why. They knew it was illegal to go into Capitol Hill. That's There's no way of getting around that.
right.
You cannot try to overturn our election. They knew exactly what they was doing. They listened to a fool and end up trying to overturn our election. So the bottom line, I feel, I don't care who it was that was there. If it's evidence they was in that building, they was part of the problem, they
And
need to
like
go
they
to
tell us
jail,
all the
no
time, you
bail.
fit the description. And if you were guilt, they're doing crime. Guess what? Your cohorts go down for the same crime, like they did for what is it, Central Park 5, and they weren't even there.
Exactly. And then on top of that, they said some of them was posting all on social media. The best day of my life. We stormed the Capitol.
Right. It's
But
like,
now you begging for your mama to let you out. Like the little teenager. I
oh,
want
and
my mama
now
and my
they're doing
daddy.
the affluenza type thing. One of the lawyers is saying that they got like CNN-itis or something, like something where they got
Foxitis. Foxitis.
Foxitis. Yeah. And I'm like, are you serious? Like anything just to, like, dude, you committed a crime. Like, there's no, like, you're a grown man.
Exactly. You very grown. You
You
made
knew
that
right from wrong.
decision. You can think for yourself, and you chose not to. You listened to a clown, and now that clown is gone on in the wind, not even thinking about you, and y'all left with the consequences. So, hey, You listen to him now, you got to pay him. Marcella said, American is the joke. Seem like the law protect the criminal instead of the victim. Can't even protect their own. Shit. I'm going to protect mine.
Oh, here it is. So, what is it? I found the guy. He looked like Colonel Sanders' bad brother. Barry Broad. That was the man who, no matter what they showed him,
Yeah.
no matter what they showed him, he was just not going to admit that there was anything wrong. Like he was in somebody's pocket. Like they're like, well, we need somebody to go against what everybody else is saying. We
That's
will
just
give you a
like,
nice retirement package. Just deny, deny, deny. No, that's not his neck. That's his upper back.
that's just like that doctor, that expert witness. They paid all that money to come and come to find out he's in another lawsuit
Exactly.
for the same thing.
Right, for doctoring evidence.
Boy, the devil is a lie. Mint said also any officer or government official with knowledge or enforcement of law should have sentenced double if guilty of any crime. Well, it's a lot of them that need to be allegedly knew a lot about it. If you listen to the way they talk, and I always say this, a person would tell you, if you listen real closely, they will tell you what's going to happen. Trump bragged about January 6th the whole time. Cruz have said things about January 6th, allegedly. And even someone else went on a talk show and allegedly mentioned January 6th would be a day we would all remember. So the thing is, yes, it's a lot of people in Washington that need to be in jail. A lot of them, because they knew more about this than what they're saying. Trump refused to call the National Guard. It took the mayor of DC to call for the National Guard because Trump felt like it was no problem. But when BLM was protesting there, he had them all lined up on the Capitol steps. So yeah, it's a problem. And it's a lot of them that need to go to jail. Um, okay. Radio said.
No, not that one.
Okay. Up at the top or
The
farther
top,
down?
where he was. He said, didn't he even say that George Floyd was resting comfortably in the video when he testified? Correction. He said if he was compliant, he would be resting comfortably. And if the video they showed, the man, the bro, his arm was up on the car, and Derek was like had his arm up, and there's no way for him to be in a resting comfortable position. And he was like, well, if he complied, his hands would be at his lower back.
And not only that, Derek had his hand in his pocket with a smirk on his face.
Right. So it's like, at what point, none of it made sense. Like, he was on somebody's payroll. They were like, make up something, make it believable or plausible. If they show you a picture, pretend like you can't even see it.
and then on top of that, he also he knew George Floyd. They worked at a club together, so he knew him. So that's a problem within itself. He knew him. This wasn't his first dealing with him. So Derek knew exactly what he was doing.
I bet if they tested Derek's blood, he probably partook in some of the same party stuff. Just saying.
Hold on. I'm going to do like one of my cousins. Put my eye on him. But also, where I stop at? Radio said, I love the look of surprise on Trevor's face when the verdict came down. He knew he was going to jail. But I did hear him when he was walking out. I seen him make his butt tighter because he knew Big Bubba was going to be waiting on him. So I
Well, I
knew.
don't think they would have put him anywhere in general population at that point. Like, I'm sure he's somewhere until sentencing.
Mm. Well, oh well.
And then after sentencing, because even the judge came out, did you see that he listed like 4 additional things, and he's like, you know what? I thought about it. He should have the max on everything because everything he did was just out of order. Like, not only did he uh, he neglected to render aid to a man who couldn't breathe. There were children under the age of 17 who had to witness him murder this man in front of them. And then, like, he went on, like, this judge just went home. He was like, yeah, he's guilty, but wait a minute. Yeah, we need to boost that scale up a little more. No more like 10 to 20. No, 40 to life.
Exactly.
He's like, I thought about it. And I was like, all right, maybe he will get what he deserves. So, but we'll see. Because when is it? June? Is it in June when he's sentenced? Or is it this month?
I don't know. Let me pull
It's
it
the
up.
20-something of some month. Let me
He
Google it.
He could do it for my birthday. It's coming up in
Chauvin
about 3.5 weeks or so.
sentencing.
So while you pulling it up, Mick Debate said, are you saying people don't know it's illegal to block exit and set fire to a building? No, people know. People just chose to do it. People definitely know. And that's why you shouldn't block fire exit nor block the doors. It have to be a free way to get out of any building.
June 25th.
June 25th. Okay.
Yep. I knew it was 20-something. Put that on my calendar.
Yeah, that's gonna be what day is that on?
That is a Friday, so I'm gonna be sick at home in case things pop off in them streets.
We might end up having to do a special show that Friday. And once the verdict come out, I'll probably end up doing a show on the 25th. So Mick also says those who failed the Central Park 5 or any other similar should sit as long as those who were falsely convicted had to. Maybe prosecutor will care more about truth than conviction. Well, I do agree with you on that because Central Park 5, that evidence wasn't there.
Yeah, they just failed them all the way around. And the fact that it made it to that point,
yeah,
like one of the boys, he was like waiting on his friend and he gets arrested. Like he was in the park. Boy was nowhere in the park.
He was at home or somewhere at a friend's house or something.
Yeah.
With witness. So
and they didn't care. They just needed someone to convict. Because some white woman was hurt and you know assaulted, and they needed to do something to show and make her feel safe, and the neighborhood feel safe. Look what we did. We got all of them.
Well, not only that, RsKee, remember the two stepbrothers. You sent me the story earlier this week. We talked about it. I guess it was Tuesday or something. That they was awarded $75 million after spending 31 years in prison. 31 years in prison for rape and murder. They was, I think one of them was 16 at the time and spent 31 years in prison, falsely accused. Then also,
they were, they were convicted in 1983. So I was a wee child. They're from North Carolina. They were wrongfully convicted in a rape and murder of an 11-year-old. And they were awarded $75 million in total compensatory damages. So they're half brothers, Henry McCallum and Leon Brown. So yeah.
And not only that, I also just talked about a case that happened here in Dallas back when Craig Watkins was the DA here. The DA, one of the guys that worked, the prosecutor that worked at the DA office, withheld evidence that caused two brothers to go to jail for 14 years. For 14 years, they sat in prison for a crime they did not commit. He withheld evidence that could have cleared their name. It took them another 5 years to get their name cleared. I believe the guy name is Richard E. Johnson, if I'm not mistaken, either Jackson or Johnson is with a J, and he's surrendered his law license because he's retired now, and he's driving tour buses up in Arkansas.
But
I
isn't it
mean,
crazy? Like in all these situations,
in
like yeah,
Alaska.
you have overzealous prosecutors, but at some point you gotta look at the evidence and do your due diligence. That's what you get paid for. Like just like they just see a black person and they're like, oh, he, because he's black, guilty by association. You knew him. Oh, he may have been your cousin. Well, you know something, you're going to jail for life.
Exactly. You going with him, you guilty
And
too.
you get no other options. And most of the time they're poor individuals and they can't afford a lawyer, so they get the court appointed, who's probably on the payroll of somebody else, and they just say, all right, nobody cares if you're guilty or not. Take 10 years. Those are your options. And people, they don't know the kids don't know any better.
Yeah.
Adults don't know any better. They think, well, this is the best I can do instead of life. Like, I didn't do it, but I'll take 10 years. And you see that a lot. And we need a system to do better. Like, protect the people and do your due diligence. Like, you got all these people in jail for no reason.
And I said the other day with the guy here in Texas, he should be trialed because he said he didn't want to spend his whole retirement trying to fight this case. And he's still saying he's guilty, even though the evidence don't show it. But only thing he got off with is giving over his surrendering his state bar license for Texas. Now he's retired, so he have no plans on practicing law no more. He driving tour buses up in Alaska. So only thing he gonna do is surrender his license. No, he should be charged. He should be charged. So I agree with you on that, Mick. Oh, and I'm sorry. Radio said cops tend to not do very well in general population. You're right. They don't. But they still human.
Exactly.
Mick said, unfortunately, as far as Travis excuse me, goes, most likely outcome, his conviction is thrown out for mistrial. Just have to hope there's a new trial rather than being tossed.
I don't think it's going to be a mistrial because the judge been shutting down every appeal that they brought up,
and especially since this other case and shed light on him. So
yeah, it's not going to be a mistrial because they would tear up that city. That city would cease to exist.
Yeah.
Like, I'd hate to say, but listen, like they do a mistrial, retrial it still shows him killing somebody.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, you can't unless you say, oh, we're going to throw out the video, but that's not going to happen. Everybody's seen the video.
Everybody in the world have seen this video. They know about George Floyd. They know George Floyd's name, like his daughter said.
And there's no way you can spin it. It's like, all right, you're going to waste taxpayers' money to have a retrial just to be found guilty again.
Yeah, I agree with you on this one, Mick. Central Park 5 was a classic case of overzealous prosecutor who wanted to make a career advancement. Yes, that's what a lot of them do. And the best way of doing it is by finding conviction. And majority of the time, it's going to be conviction of minorities, majority black folks, but of minorities because we see the difference between them. I know people might be tired of me saying that, but the thing is, what's true is true.
Yeah, them's the facts.
America have a race problem.
And
The-
we was founded on having started with a race problem.
exactly.
And even after slavery, and we talked about this on the show. What was it? Was it the 14th Amendment?
Mm,
Where, like, since they couldn't have free slave labor, but they could, like, if you were convicted, oh, you're going to jail. So now there's your free labor. So they were able to, imprison their citizens and make them do these work programs in prisons. And they pretty much got their legalized slavery.
exactly. Because just imagine.
And it's been going on since. Not so much the labor part, like that's changed, but they're getting, the more bodies you have, the more funding you get.
Exactly. Think about it. License plates, where are they made?
Are they still doing license plates in prison?
I believe they are. Somebody, I think ABC did a news outlet. I'm not sure if it was ABC, but somebody did a report on that probably within the last 5 years ago. They
And
did a
then
report
DMX
about
was
that.
in Arizona, right? They had them pink
No
jumpsuits and
pink
they were working in the fields. So they,
stayed intense.
yeah. So there's still some sort of work program for free labor that some prisons are doing. I don't know if it's all, but you will see the numbers and the demographics are a little skewed. You see a whole lot more people of color um, for doing lesser crimes in their than their white counterparts.
Exactly. Prison. That's why the prisons are privately owned. It's a big money.
Hmm.
That's why they also turn around and when a child is in, I think in the kindergarten or first grade, they kind of pinpoint which direction this child is going to go in life, if they're going to end up in prison or if they not, from a child. So you never know what path a child may take, but they take these notes, and kind of depends on the child which direction they're going to go in, but you can't determine that.
You
um,
can't tell by the demographics. I mean, because look at Venus and Serena. They didn't grow up wealthy. They parents may do because it was a lot of them, and
yeah,
it just lucked out that the two girls they just came out powerhouses.
they work hard to get where
Right,
they are. uh,
exactly.
Mick
Flip
also
of a
said,
coin, like say they cross paths with a overzealous police officer, we wouldn't probably have a Venus and Serena because maybe their
exactly,
father probably would have gone to jail and they'd have nobody to train them. Like
and there you
anything
go.
could have happened, but fortunately it didn't. And I follow them on Instagram, and I love Serena's little baby.
Oh yeah, they be so cute dressing alike. Yeah. They
But
do.
yeah, it's just crazy. Like I keep seeing on Facebook this posting that shows up a little the different ages of black kids, and they're like, at what age do I become a criminal, or do I stop being cute?
Yep.
And that's
Unfortunately,
just the facts. It's like at some point, like, oh, you're so cute. Look at your hair. Oh, your braids. To, oh, he probably stole that purse. It's like, what purse?
but see,
Like, I just got here.
we seen some guy came out a couple of months ago. He did a video on Instagram. He worked for the corporate office of some department store, and when he left out, the police accused him of shoplifting from the company that he worked for, high-end department store at that. And I was like, really?
Yeah, I mean, even in my environment, not I'm educated. I like to consider myself fairly smart. I'm not a genius.
Genius.
You know, just
Very
kind of street
smart.
smarts. I read books. But there, I've had my, experiences with different forms of racism, from, not so severe or, to people looking at me because I'm the only black person in the room and something's missing. Like, I literally just walked in and I'm
Where's
accused.
my
And then you
purse?
pointed out, like, really? And they're like, oh, yeah. Like, they have to think. And that's what people need to do. You need to think before you start accusing people because that has weight. And if, we've seen it time and time again, officer takes the word of a Karen without researching. And then,
Researching the evidence.
black person's in jail after being beaten up. And then you find out, wait a minute, Karen's crazy. She does this all the time.
Exactly.
Like, wait a
That,
minute. We need to
that's
change some things.
that's kind of like today. I had to go to the store. I've been running all day. Contractors coming in, had to run to the store, and I'm at the store and I'm looking for stuff. And soon as I walked over into the uh, in the meat department where I was, I walked up and I seen this precious old lady. Soon as I walked up, she took her purse. It was on her side at first, but when I walked up, she moved it around in front of her stomach and kind of clenched it real close. I started
Yeah, there's
saying,
a lot of passive racism going on. I mean, even like if I go out to a restaurant, I'm automatically assumed to be the wait staff. Like, you know how many times people ask me for water? And I'm like, well, I'm sure if you're thirsty, your server will like have a margarita in my hand, drinking it. Oh, ma'am, can you
exactly.
get me
I don't
like,
work it.
dude? Now, granted, I do sometimes blend in with the wait staff because my outfits are usually all black. You
Ma'am,
know,
can I get a
I like nice
refill?
places. Sometimes I do blend in. But if I'm drinking a margarita, chilling, talking to my homegirls, don't ask me for anything, any services.
Manager, can I speak with the manager? Your employee over here, she
Right,
won't
exactly.
serve me.
And then they fire me. I don't even work there.
Be
But
like,
maybe, but then I won't have to pay for my stuff, so that'd be cool.
hey, I'm out
Yeah.
of here.
All right. I'm out of here. I don't want to work here anyway.
But so Mick did say public defender do not care about due diligence. It's a stopover to real money. They work with the prosecutor to scare people into taking a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. I
And,
agree
we
with
don't know
you on
any
that.
better because, like, they scare me. Like, but me, I probably wouldn't even make it that far because I'm a little bit combative. Or I'll shut down and won't talk because I'm like, dude, what?
I
And
had to
then give him a
go.
look.
I had to go head and head with a prosecutor one time. I got a speeding ticket in Grand Saline, Texas. If you know where Grand Saline is, growing up, we was always told if a black person got stopped in Grand Saline for a traffic stop, you was going straight to jail. And the thing else, got pulled over, trooper pulled three cars over. The two in front of me and myself. I was the third car back. Said I was going faster than any one of them. So I fought the case. The first time I fought it, came back a hung jury. The second time, I felt like they handpicked the jury. While they was in there trying to debate what they was gonna do, the prosecutor kept going up to the door. I said, "Now look, I know I don't practice law, but what the jury is discussing in that room, you don't have nothing to deal with it. You shouldn't even be by that door. And if you go over there again, I'm gonna contact the judge and get this whole thing dismissed." He looked at me. He was like, "What you mean?" Look, I know enough. I've been here. I'm not a pushover. So you need to do what's right. But I end up having to pay the ticket.
Yeah, I've been lucky. I mean, I've only had one run in with a very, let's just say he was not in a good mood. I don't know. But I was, speeding. I'm not going to deny that. Like, I have a left foot, it runs in the family. Sorry. Like I just come back from Oklahoma gambling, dropped off the family. Now I got to drive all the way back from Dallas to Coppell. And like the name says, Coppell, they will pull you over for anything. You are a mile over the speed limit. They will pull you over. So I get pulled over, and I was like a block from my apartment. Like I could see my apartment, and I gunned it and lit up. I thought I was getting abducted by aliens. And so, because I didn't know they had lights on the side of the SUVs, I had no idea.
Oh,
So he
some of it.
pulls, yeah, real fancy, real nice. So he pulls me over, and he notices my Dallas police sticker on my car, and he's like, "All right, give me your license." Da, da, da. He's like, "You were speeding on this street, and then you slowed down, and I was gonna let you go. But then you turned got past the stop sign, and you gunned it, and I had to get you." I was like, "Yeah, I know. I was trying to get home." And so he runs my information. He's like, "Well, who do you know in the police department?" And I was like, "Oh, pretty much everybody." I said, "Who?" Oh! And I literally, and I think at that moment, depending on how I responded, dictated how he was going to treat me. Like I probably would have been drug out that car if I had done what I was really going to say. And so I gave some names, and he was like, "All right, well, I don't know them." Well, no, there's an Oak Cliff, and you're here. You don't know them. And so he was like, "Well, you're pretty clean, so I'll let you go with a warning, but be cautious of your speed." So I took my stuff, and he's like, and I'm like, "I said, be more cautious of your speed." I was like, "Okay, I will." And then I sped home because I was like, "Dude, really?" like I think certain cops try to bait you.
Oh yeah.
And it's how you react to that. Fortunately, I was tired. Like I said, I had driven from Oklahoma to Oak Cliff. Then from Oak Cliff, I had to come back to Coppell. That's a long drive, and we ain't win no money, so I was already in the funk. So I was just too tired to really give him my full, riskiness. And thank goodness I was a little more, I could process what was going on and answer his questions. But like I said, I think if I had been a little more, had a little more snark in my comments, yeah, it would have been a different story. I would have had all the tickets and a black eye and probably been in jail.
Yeah.
And a mysterious
another
crack rock would found its way in my car. Just saying.
She was high.
Right. Like, high on life. Leave me alone. Like, call my lawyer. I have one of those.
She said she was a Dallas police officer. She got a sticker right there.
I know. They'll spin it. Well, she falsified. She misidentified herself. And then I have to work my neck. I said what I said.
So Mick, he said, if I'm right, you got to have me on. And burning down a city is no reason to change the law. Guilt is not the question. Interference from government officials. Well, you're right, Mick. It don't give you a reason to burn down a city or anything like that. We are not about destroying things on the show. That's why,
especially government property.
Exactly. That's why I talk so much. Yes, the protesting is great. Peaceful protesting is
in the
great.
Streets, public.
But also, what we need to do is let's take that marching to the polls. Take it to the poll. If you really want to see change, let's make a change in what you have done in the past and make a change at the poll.
Because you take away that power, guess what? There'll be a shift, and then they be vying for your vote.
Exactly. Now politicians don't even come out, knock on doors no more. This is a new one.
You barely see campaign commercials because they know they're going to be in office. They're going to have another term. And nobody's contesting them.
And starting Monday in Texas, and probably in some other states too, early voting start on the 24th. Run to the I forgot what day it run to, but I think it's the 30th. But voting is the first. It's the runoff election. We should not be having runoff because so many people don't want to vote for the local election. People are winning these elections by
Like
200.
nothing.
Yeah, they have 200 votes and winning. It shouldn't be like that. We need to
Or
get
they're
out and vote
going
every time.
uncontested. You just see one man on the
Uncontested.
list. It's like, I'm not voting for him, but he's on the ballot. So he gets it anyway.
So it's definitely that. Now I hear what you said on the first one. If I'm right, you gotta have me on. Phone number always strolling across the top. You can always call if you are a good fit. Um, yeah, we can make arrangement, have you on the show live. Um, but one thing about it, I will let you know, you gotta come with facts. Have to come with facts, because if you come with conspiracy theory, I would take you off just as soon as I put you on. So yeah, you can reach out to me, and we can try to set that up and see what we're gonna do. Because we would love to have other views on here. So we could definitely try it and see. He said yes, the 14th Amendment allowed Vice President Harris to keep felons in prison longer to help California clean up the forest when she was a prosecutor. On that right there, she was doing her job. It's not like she just went out and said, "Oh, there's a black man. Let me arrest them."
Yeah, people, I think just the government use that to their advantage. Like all these things, they know the loopholes and, they can work the system. And that's how you get all these states following the 14th Amendment and just like, well, let's see, this isn't a violation, but we're going to make it a violation just so we can get bodies in the prison. And we're going to tack on, make your sentence 10 times that we would of a normal, or white person's case, like we get harsher sentences. And so that's why you always see minorities in prison and in the jails, like just wall to wall and peppered with, other races because they get, with we're just so disrespected in so many ways, and we helped build this, America, and we get no respect, no validations. We get all these amendments and civil rights acts to validate who we are in our position, and it's not enforced. But yet other race comes along, gets abused, and there's a whole bill. Yeah, I still feel some kind of way about that, and I'm open about that. I still feel some kind of way.
Yeah. Now
Like,
see, California, they made that three strike bill,
mhm.
thinking it's gonna clean up the crime there. And it really haven't. It really haven't. And that's the issue. Um, that's a problem within
But
the
I also think
system.
they need to recalibrate that too.
Yeah,
Like three strikes, like you go in for like say prostitution one day, you do it again, and then you get a speeding ticket. Up, back in jail, three strikes.
that don't make sense.
Yeah, like let's, and she could be a church and reformed. She could be a reformed hoe. You don't know. They just throw her in jail for a parking violation or warrants. I don't know.
Exactly.
But yeah, radar detectors are legal because you see them guns out. Different seasons.
Exactly. Now they are legal in a regular passenger vehicle, but not in a commercial vehicle. They are in a passenger vehicle. So you can definitely have them in Texas. Um, so yeah, they are legal. And um, hold on.
Because I know one of my friends, I don't know if it was an app though, and we would get alerts. But also Google Maps. They not only tell you the speed that you're supposed to be going, but it also helps you out with speed traps. So
Exactly.
I like
Speed
that
traps
feature
is
because I'd
another
be
one.
looking, where are they? Oh, they all in the ditch. And then they ask you a question. Is the speed trap still there? Yes, it is.
Yeah, speed trap. That's why I said when I used to come out of I believe it's out of Missouri to Oklahoma off the tollway. And once you get off that tollway, they have billboards up telling you this is a speed trap area. Watch your speed. And sure enough, that cop's sitting somewhere up in those hot bushes waiting for you to come by speeding and they're gonna pull you over.
Like
So
one time I was on, it was North, was it? It was George Bush, I think it was, from Plano to Louisville. And when I tell you there was like cops on each side of the road, and they were just like people passed that toll, and they would literally just get it, go to the side, and they had a whole line of cars that were speeding that they were getting tickets to, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna keep going.
but
I
see,
mean, I
here's the
didn't do
nut.
that, but they lined them up. They were just moving cars over. They stood in that little after the toll bridge, and they were just pulling people over because they buddy told them they were speeding, and they were just like going over.
And here's another thing what a lot of people don't realize. I learned this when I was fighting a case in Grand Saline, that speeding ticket. After you use that radar gun, you're supposed to recalibrate that gun. So if you in a speeding zone where they pulling over multiple cars, if you don't know that, or if you do know it, you could get out of that ticket. But they're not going to tell you that. They're going to say, hey, the radar gun said you did this, but did you take the time to recalibrate that radar gun? That was one thing I learned when I was fighting that ticket in Grand Saline. Not unless they have changed the radar guns where they don't have to recalibrate them, but it's a good defense to
And
anybody
fortunately
that's
for
listening.
me, I haven't gotten any tickets. I don't know how I've gotten out of them. I'm not gonna, jinx myself. Knock on wood.
I've gotten the last one I received. Um, I came up to a stop sign and this vehicle had been sitting there for a while. It was a four-way stop sign. So this vehicle had been sitting there. But when I got there, I came up, I stopped, and as I got there, the van started to go through the stop sign. Well, at this point, that van is in the middle of the road. Ain't nobody coming across. So when I paused and I went kept going, the cop pulled me over. I said, well, man, you didn't see that van? And I fought that ticket too because now, if I'm wrong, I take the punishment. But if I'm right, no, I'm gonna fight it. And because I have a CDL, I cannot take defensive driving. I will have to pay for that ticket. And if you have a CDL, that ticket is very high. And then on top of that, they tell me they consider us as a professional driver because you have a CDL and they hold us to a higher standard, but they won't hold the cops who had all this training at a higher standard that is murdering these folks. So I'm like, no, um, that's crazy. But Mick said, as much as I disagree with many things your guest has said, sorry I came in late and didn't catch your name. I really like her and agree with so much. Stop making laws just for revenue. That's Miss Risky. She's on Thursday nights. My co-host, my partner in crime on Thursday, my little sister, aka um, now I'm not gonna say that because somebody may take it the wrong way. I'm just leave it like that. That's my little sister. So
Like,
that,
this ain't
that
Alabama.
a great
That's my
friend.
little
That's a
sister.
great
My
friend.
my
So
play wife. Like, wait, what?
that's why I was finna go, and I said, no, I'm not gonna say that because last time you checked me on that. But between
Well,
her and
yeah,
my
because that was just like, wait, what?
yeah, between her and my wife, they both be like, you shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have done that. I'll be like, come on now.
Tag team back again. Oh no, we ain't doing that. My bad.
um, but for anyone that's just not tuning in, you are listening to Speak On It with Who You With Kurt Dog. I'm M, Who You With Kurt Dog, and my co-host is Miss RsKee. She comes on Thursday with the history. Now we have. I may have to just put these off because we have two more stories we was going to talk about. Um, if we did them, we have to
Yeah,
do
two
them
more
quick.
stories. I only know the one.
Um, well, the last one,
Ronald Green was the one I
and Eddie Clark.
saw. Who?
Eddie Clark. That's the brother that was mistakenly. Uh, you sent me the story yourself in Houston.
Listen, that was in the past. Why are you going back to the past?
Well, uh, four members was charged in Eddie Clark the third murder. They mistakenly identified him as a suspect that
Oh yeah, yeah,
had been vandalizing their home, their cars, or whatever. And when he came in to the community, they end up shooting and killing him.
yeah.
So
Because they
that
thought the car was similar to the person who was running amok in their neighborhoods, and it was pretty much like a whole family
yeah.
involved in this. And I was surprised at the picture because I was like, listen here, bruh.
Yeah, they killed their brother and
Yeah.
unfortunately
But the young man, Joe Argueta,
something like that.
19, is the one that fires the shots.
Oh, I thought they
Um,
let the mother go.
no, this is the boy.
Yeah, but I'm maybe they haven't updated what I'm looking at. But go ahead.
Um, his mom was placed in custody, and the uncle and father were gone by the time authorities arrived to. And let's see, I'm trying to see if they did anything with them. But I know the boy was arrested. The 19-year-old was arrested since he shot him. I'm doing a quick scan.
Other son have been arrested. The father and uncle are on the run. Deputy believe warrants
Yeah,
have been issued for their arrest. So the other one, it said that the only one that had been arrested was Joe, but now
yeah,
they're saying they have the mother
because he was the
too.
shooter.
Yeah,
But
and
like,
they
it
arrested him
was
at
a
the
family
scene.
affair for real.
I think one of them had a baseball bat. I think the dad had a baseball bat, but
Yeah,
all four of them were arrested. Um, which well, two of them have been arrested. The father and uncle is on the run. They in
yeah.
Houston, so hate to say it, but by now,
But I think there's more to this story. Like, they didn't just think, oh, somebody was breaking in homes and we felt threatened and that was the same car, so we took action. There's going to be more to the story. Like, I know it. They probably wanted, like, they probably had, like,
some type of issue with them, or he
yeah,
winked at one of their family members or something and said, "Hey,
or they had, they want his home and they want him out of the neighborhood, or I don't know. It's some. I watch a lot of Fear Thy Neighbor, so a lot of scenarios go through my mind when stuff like this
yeah."
happens. Because, like I said,
Um,
it is a whole family, like son, mother, father, uncle. Like, they were all just swarmed on this vehicle for nothing.
so I know I'm gonna have to talk about the story again as more evidence come out. Ronald Green, that's the brother that was killed by Louisiana State Police. Um, Family members said police told them he died in an auto accident. After investigating, the report later said the Green actually died after resisting and struggling with law enforcement after the chase ended in a crash. Now, more than 2 years later, body cam video obtained by the Associated Press show what happened to Green after the crash on a dark road outside of northern Louisiana city of Monroe on May 10th, 2019, and three brief video clip posted by the news agency. Green can be heard apologizing to the officer that night, saying he was scared and um and asking for mercy. Green car doors open, a taser go off. Okay, Green is heard saying, "I'm sorry, I'm scared. Officer, I'm sorry, I'm scared. I'm your brother, I'm scared." Moments before an officer approached Green car, his weapon drawn. "Let me see your effing hand, motherfucker." After being tased, Green can be heard moaning while still on the ground and being put in handcuffs by one officer, while another officer kicks him several times. An officer can be heard saying, "I got blood all over me. I hope this guy ain't fucking got AIDS," as Green continued to moan. At one point, an officer dragged Green. The Associated Press report that Green is left lying face down, moaning for more than 9 minutes while officers used sanitizer wipes to wash blood off their hands and faces. This is not in any of the video segment the EPA has posted online. The release of the clip comes as the U.S. Justice Department Civil Rights Division investigate the death, along with the U.S. Attorney Office for the Western District of Louisiana and FBI. In a statement, the LSP said it did not release the video and that it was not authorized or obtained by official sources. LSP said it had been directed by investigating agency to not release any evidence or further information on this case. Why are you try not to release it? You telling them, saying y'all was told not to release any evidence. CNN has reached out to the officer attorney for comments on the video. The AP posted three clips, totaling just over 2 minutes in length. From the video, it was the video it said was 46 minutes long. CNN has not obtained the original video and does not know what else can be seen in the unpublished part of the video. So this is another scenario. Yes, whatever he was running from, the car crash. Once they went to arrest him, he apologized, said he was scared, which that's the thing now. People are scared of the police now because of their actions.
And then at this point, like, it's understandable that people would have PTSD just looking at the history of how law enforcement has treated certain people. I get it. I mean, like, if, say, I walked up on a murder scene and cops come, I'm gonna run. Like, that's normal human reaction. Like, because you're there and it looks bad. That fight or flight. But the fact that you automatically assume the worst and it ends up in death over a simple traffic violation, where the man is not armed, he's not fighting you. He shouldn't have ended up dead at all.
Exactly. And and when you said if you walked up on a scene, a murder scene, and police show up, you're gonna run.
I sure
Well,
am.
I had a friend of mine told me this a couple of months ago, and They was going somewhere. Um, but in this particular part of town, this young lady who was a Caucasian lady, she was out there on the side of the road, just having a mental breakdown, whatever it was, talking to herself, going in and out of traffic. Now, the two brothers that stopped really wanted to help, but unfortunately, with today's society, it's really hard to help. So, luckily, a white guy was coming up. They looked at him and said, "Hey, you call the police to get her some help. Because if I call in the way this woman acting, we don't know what she doing. They automatically gonna assume I did something." So unfortunately, that's the time that we're in, because people are tired of being accused for things they did not do. Yeah, you want to help your neighbor, but at the same time, it should not cost you your life
Right.
to do what's right. You have been listening to Speak On It with Who You With Kurt, though. I mean, Who You With Kurt, though. My little sister, Miss Risky. Miss Risky, tell the people where they can catch you at.
I'm all over social media, but I live on Instagram, RsKee, on pretty much Twitter, Instagram. I do have a WordPress and Wix and all that stuff. I have a web page, www, rskeebooks.com. I was thinking something else.
I
And I
kind
was
of
like, you know
figured
what?
that
I'll
was
just
talking
finish it
about.
out with the WW. That's not where meant to say, but whatever. Bye, radio.
Um, um, Radio, you have a good weekend too. T Cal came and checked in late. Said, "Hey, good people, I've been watching for 30 minutes ago, but I wanted to say hi. Thank you
Hey,
for always
TCal.
tuning in." Mick, Debate, shoot me an email and we can talk and see if we can have you as a guest on the show, and we can connect like that. I can be found on social media, on all social media. If you leave comments, I will respond. Um, as long as it's respectful, I will. But also on social media, just if it's on Twitter or somewhere like that, Instagram, Facebook, something like that, just send me a message. Don't put it on the page. I probably won't see it for at least 3 or 4 months. So send me a message. But other than that, YouTube, leave the comments, send me a message, and I will get back with you. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Miss Risky, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Um, we are on. I'm on Sunday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Time on Thursday. I have my partner in crime, my little sister, Miss Risky. So definitely tune in. You can always chat live with us. Just follow the house rules. Be respectful and come with facts. Everybody is welcome here. I don't care who you represent, who you support, but as long as you're doing those two things, this is a platform for you. So um, until Sunday night, 8 p.m. Central Time, we will catch you then if the good Lord say the same. Love each and every one of you. Till then, peace.